Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner. Welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we are in Orlando, Florida at Sapphire, and we have the pleasure of meeting with Jamie Anderson.
Hey, thank you,
Welcome,
Gerhard.
Jamie.
Hey, great to meet you.
You are with SAP Hybrid CRM, and you've seen a lot of changes in the CRM industry. Tell us a little bit about how technology is changing buyer and seller interactions.
Sales and marketing technology has evolved in the way that in many cases it's become quite fragmented, over the years, because the key thing here is the consumer has evolved, the customer themselves has evolved, both in a B2B and a B2C context. The sort of preposition I would have at the moment is, has it evolved quickly enough? Because people are still wedded to archaic processes and ways of doing business.
Right. You mentioned that technology actually integrates now tools that actually change behaviors. Tell me more about that.
I did a study recently in the retail world, and what we found was that retailers typically had 11 touch points with customers, right? And 15 different data sources of information.
Right.
And they could get, so a retail CMO could get called in, it's like, why, by the CEO and saying, we're spending a ton of money on marketing, I don't know where it goes, right? And our email response rates, according to your recent report, they've dropped, they've fallen through the floor. So how can you fix this? More technology that gives us incredible insight today, and it's insight that drives change in behaviour.
Right.
And I would argue that unless you look at the core, you now have to aggregate data sources from so many different systems, both inside and outside your business, to get that fuller view of the consumer. Once you get that, you have insight from which you can change behaviour, but you need a platform to get it there.
Right. So, but now you speak about platform. There are many different platforms that flow together. And one of the platforms that we're on right now is Facebook. So how do you integrate social media in the buying and selling process?
That's a rich source of information. And where that rich source of information becomes meaningful is when it's used in a live context. And I think the best way to explain that is to say, okay, there is certain information that customers express, there's certain things they express through social media. Now, if you can map the customer's social profile to perhaps a transactional profile they have with your business, to perhaps, information that lives in the billing systems, information that lives, in your customer service system, you get the richest possible view of that customer, and that's just a small sub-segment.
Right. So there are a lot of you out there that are scratching their heads and say, how does this apply to B2B? A lot of small businesses want to have agile solutions that help the sales force and also the marketing team.
Well, I think the reason it's become incredibly relevant, Gerhard, as well, is that the consumer adoption of technology like this, right, has informed and driven a change in B2B behaviour. You do know that most of your customer journeys now begin on Google. You know that by the time your guy's gone in to see them, they've accepted the meeting because they've already self-selected. They've selected 2 or 3 vendors. You're already in the vendor mix. You're at that horrible point of the beauty parade, and you don't even know it. That's the difference. In the past, you knew it because you were driving the process, but now they're driving it.
Right. So what you're saying is that we need to become better in mapping the digital footprints of our prospects and customers.
That's exactly it. I think that the technology exists to do it.
Right. How is your CRM solution going to be the leader in the industry compared to all the competitors that are out there?
Traditional CRM is an important part of how you manage customer information and how you internalize that customer information, how you optimize your departments,
That's internal.
That's internal.
Right.
But it wasn't engagement. Right, and I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
So I think that when I said beyond CRM, I really wanted to create an aspirational call to action, not just for our customers, but for us to be better.
Right.
And so you've seen Hybris and the Hybris
Right.
portfolio bring all of these pieces together.
Right.
Sales,
Right.
marketing, service, commerce, billing, built on a single platform. Bernd Leukert did an amazing job this morning,
Yes.
along with an old friend of mine, Ian Kimball, who demoed what that can look like
Right.
if you get it right.
Right.
It's real.
If you have any questions for Jamie, you can email him actually. What is your email address?
j.anderson@sap.com.
And you can email me, gg@sellingpower.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.